Hi everyone, my name is Creature Sorry, and I'm here with Hunter Jacobs and Alden Chappell today to talk about our final milestone for this second project that we've been working on. This is the final week, and we're very excited to present our game that we've been working on for this past month. I'm going to be talking with Alden and Hunter about what we've completed this week and how we feel about the whole project and how we've come so far with this project and what we're proud of. I'll talk a little bit about what I've done this week. It was mainly working with the UI, polishing it, doing the cutscenes. I had some there were some bugs with the cutscene, and some of them were not playing, some of them were playing and then not transitioning to the next level, and I fixed that. I went into the scripts and debugged everything regarding the cutscenes. I added some sound effects, some animations to the cutscene in the second level, and so it actually looks polished and finished. And I did that as well with the fourth level, which is like the exit level that the player gets to at the very end of the game to give some type of actual closure to the player and showing that the game is finally completed. I really enjoyed working with the cutscenes. They were a hassle to deal with, but doing cutscenes is something that I really like doing. It's not totally programming, it's not totally um, art related. So it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's really fun. Um, but yeah, as I said, I completed the UI. I um, actually polished the credit scene and the main menu. So you see the two art pieces that I did and the animations that go with it. Um, the button sound effects, I completed those and made sure everything was, interacting properly with the cursor and everything like that. I actually made a custom um, like icon for the actual game itself. So when you have the game running on your Windows taskbar, it actually has its own logo, which is something that I've always loved doing. And I was glad I was actually had the time to actually implement that in this project. But yeah, um, other than that, I really tried fixing the lighting data, the um, trying to fix and figure out how to reduce the build time for our project because last time it took 5 hours to build a project, which was insane. So I actually fixed that by actually just, building the project again because for some reason, even Unity developers don't know what's wrong with build times in URP. Sometimes it takes like 13 hours to build a very simple, um, small scale game. Um, but yeah, that was resolved. Um, I actually learned how to do some lighting, um, baking, and figuring out how to um, change a project's lighting data and stuff like that. So that was interesting. Um, Also polished some of the level design, so like the objects and the placement of prefabs and such. All of that was basically polished with help of Alden and Hunter. But yeah, um, I really had a fun time working on this project, and it was a huge learning curve because what we aimed to do was a huge project in the scale of this class, and I'm really really proud of what we did. And I really liked working with both of my teammates, and it was a very positive experience overall. So thank you guys. I'm going to hand it off to Alden, um, and let him talk about his experience.
Yeah, thank you, Creature. So I had a really fun time and also stressful at some points, of course, developing our game. Learned a whole lot, and this was my first time ever dealing with shooting in a game, and that was a big learning curve, but I actually enjoyed it and learned a whole lot about that. Um, and now I'll talk about what I did this week. So it was a whole lot of testing, debugging, and code refactoring. But I added NPCs, the nurse NPCs, into level two, added a few more enemies into level two. I added lights on the enemies' weapons just to make them easier to see, and that was part of our feedback from our alpha milestone. I added a little more player feedback into level three, so when the player goes up to the exit door, they are told that they must kill all the enemies before proceeding. Uh, and the biggest thing I added this week was a new enemy, and it's only in level three. It is a flamethrower enemy, and he has more health than all the enemies, the SWAT enemies in level three. And he's behind the door after you kill all the regular enemies. Uh, I changed the health pickups to be collided with instead of picking them up by pressing a button, but that still works only when the player is below max health. I fixed the player attacking because it was very inaccurate at some points, so I just completely changed the method that I was using, and it's a whole lot better now. And Hunter added a heavy attack animation, which is a kick, and he helped me implement that as well. I added a sound effect to play when the first enemy shoots in each level to signify the nurse NPCs are fleeing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a lot of testing, debugging, and code refactoring. Um, so thank you, and I'm gonna hand it off to Hunter so he can talk about what he did this week.
Thank you. Yeah, this week I mainly focused on debugging and adding more props to some of the scenes. I went in and also made sure all of the colliders worked, and some being odd, but then I had some help with Alden explaining how some of the mesh obstacles worked, and that helps a lot. I finally got the tail animation to work. I tried so many different methods, and the ending method was actually extremely easy by adding just a tail mesh with an animation on it and putting it into the prefab. Um, but other than that, this week I just did a bunch of testing and adding of props to the scenes. I also added the new heavy attack. It was already in, but it wasn't working properly. But it has a actual working collider and animation now. Also with some of the help with Alden. But other than that, this week that was mainly what I did, and it was a great experience. I had a lot of fun learning a bunch with the animations, and I got to do some modeling, which was really enjoyable. But overall, I had a very good experience. Somewhat stressful, but that's with everything. But it was really nice, and I enjoyed working with my team. And there we go.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really enjoyed working on this project. It was really enjoyable. I feel like the best thing that I probably put into this project was the artwork. I really enjoyed, designing the UI and um, everything that the player visually sees is basically art. So putting that visual um, image or direction into this game really means a lot to me, and I really had fun, you know, going for that sci-fi look, that sci-fi genre, and pushing the theme of revenge onto the player. It was really fun. I've never done a third person game yet um, in Unity before, and it was definitely something that I really wanted to learn. And it was like it was easy enough for me to understand what was going on, even on the programming side. So that was really nice. Um, if either of you want to talk about what you enjoyed the most about this project, um,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, I definitely enjoyed the animation process a lot more than I thought I would. Towards the end of the process, I learned about layering the animations in Unity and how it works with like you can have multiple animations playing at the same time, but only a certain part of the body is active in the animation. So if you wanted just the run cycle and it only being the legs, and if you wanted like a idle aiming and only having the top part work, you could combine the two into where it was a running aiming down the sight animation. I didn't get to implement any of that into this game, but it was still great because now I know this process for future games that I put into. So I learned a lot, and it was very definitely benefiting me in the long run.
Cool. Yeah, and my favorite thing working on this game is definitely the enemies AI. Um, it's been probably my most enjoyable experience programming wise in Unity. It's a challenge for sure, but that's what I enjoy. So that's why I enjoy it. Yeah.
Thank you both. So yeah, that's our game, Indomita, and this has been Team 2. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.